And welcome back to Atreyu News. It's official, the Democrats are in disarray. The DNC is in complete disarray, according to The Observer. Contenders for the DNC chair are doubling down on failed strategies. Yes, as we've seen time and time again, all their strategies, they work so well. It's got to be like 90% of the public can't stand the mainstream media, and now the Democratic Party is known as the Party of Corruption. On February 22nd, CNN hosted a debate between DNC chair candidates, inherently presenting a false sense of democracy. The election will be determined by the 447 members of the DNC, many of whom are the same superdelegate loyalists who anointed Hillary Clinton as the party's presidential nominee, even after their constituents overwhelmingly voted for Bernie Sanders. Remember that? All those superdelegates were bound to Hillary Clinton before the primaries even started. I remembered that. And so did the Bernie Sanders supporters, a lot of whom voted for Trump, probably out of spite. CNN's debate showed that the Democratic Party is continuing the same failed strategies that led it to its current political paralysis. In the 2016 election cycle, Democrats lost not only the presidency and majorities in both House and Congress, but hundreds of state legislators across the country. "I'm having a moment watching. God help us," tweeted prominent Sanders surrogate Nina Turner, who conveyed the feeling progressives had listening to the DNC chair candidate spew talking points to appease the Democratic establishment. Yeah, I remember Nancy Pelosi went up to the stand the other day claiming that George Bush was still president. Like, these people are like reanimated corpses. South Carolina Democratic Party Chairman Jamie Harrison called for the Democratic Party to anoint incumbents in states that Trump won, thereby avoiding primaries under the false pretense of purity tests. On top of being necessary to American democracy, primaries provided incumbents the opportunity to engage their base and bring new voters into the party. Under Harrison, South Carolina Democrats suffered their biggest losses in the state house since Reconstruction, and Democrats have failed to gain other elected offices across the state. Yet they're not going to change their playbook, which makes me happy, because a loser who does not change their strategy remains that way. Wow, the media never reported President Trump's latest approval rating. Ramsden Reports daily president tracking poll for Friday shows that 53% of likely U.S. voters approve of President Trump's job performance, 47% disapprove. The latest figures include 37% who strongly approve of the way he is performing and 38% who strongly disapprove. This gives him a presidential approval index rating of -0. And just remember this Ramsden Reports, or however you pronounce it, the report. This is part of the mainstream. And this 53-47, it's probably more like 63-37, more realistically. They've gotten the polls so wrong for so long. I'd judge it by how many people show up at his rallies. Watch Trump call the Clinton News Network yesterday at CPAC, also known as CNN. Trump just hammering the media. Let's take a listen.
And we had a couple of others that were right. But generally speaking, I can tell you the network. Somebody said, a poll came out. And I say, what network is it? And they'll say a certain, let's not even mention names, right? Sure. Well, you have a lot of them. Look, the Clinton News Network is one. Totally. Take a look, honestly. Take a look at their polls over the last 2 years. Now, you'd think they'd fire the pollster, right?
They're tanking, and we're taking over. God bless America.